I want you to know that life's a game of inches and every inch counts, and winners fight for every inch. They fight for every micro detail because they know micro details over long periods of time make macro differences in their business. Today, I want to talk to you guys about the mindset of a winner, and I want to go over 3 areas that I truly and genuinely believe will make all the difference in your ability to execute, all the difference in your ability to achieve the goals and the dreams and the desires that you have for your life. You know, we all have these big goals, we have these big desires, we have these big dreams, we have things that we want, but we don't always get them. Well, why is that? Because we don't have the mindset that we need in order to go out there and accomplish it. I want you to remember this. Everything is mental. It's 98% mental and only 2% skill set. And so if we can dial in the mental needs for hitting a goal, for hitting a target, for accomplishing a dream, then all of a sudden that goal becomes simple. Because it's not whether or not you can learn the skill set. It's just, are you willing to have the mindset necessary to go learn the skill set? It's not that the resources aren't out there. It's that, do you have the mindset to be resourceful enough to go identify those resources in order to use them? And so always remember, success is always mental. It's the 6 inches between your ears that's going to determine whether or not you achieve the life that you have, whether or not you hit the goals, the income thresholds, whether or not you accomplish the marriage that you want to have, whatever it might be. There's a mindset of a winner. And I want to go over 3 things that I think will help you. And so just a little bit of a disclosure as I go into these 3 things. These aren't the only 3 things. These are just 3 things that I've paid attention to over the last couple of weeks that have made a big difference in my own ability to execute, my own ability to get a result, and things that have helped me throughout my career. And so I just want to be very clear. These are not the only 3 things, but they do make all the difference in the world. And so let's start with number 1. I want you to write this down. Every inch counts. Every inch counts. You know, the devil is in the details. And I think a lot of times people think that, oh, it's just 1 inch or it's just this or that or whatever it might be. And I want you to know that every detail counts, every inch counts. Does that mean that you got to be perfect? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that if there's an inch on the table, you got to fight for it. If there's an inch available on the field, you got to fight for it. You know, life's a game of inches. Winning in sports is a game of inches. You know, if you shoot a soccer ball and that ball is 1 inch to the right and it hits the post, that's the difference between somebody winning a game and losing a game. If all of a sudden I'm playing football and I'm running with that football, I'm running towards the end zone, all of a sudden somebody clips me and I land literally an inch before the end zone. Well, guess what? That makes all the difference between winning a game and losing a game. And so in business, it's the exact same thing. Business is a game of inches, and you got to fight for every single inch because you don't think something's a big deal. But when something small happens 365 days in a row, well, that micro detail becomes a macro problem and or a macro issue along the way to hitting a goal or hitting a target. But then on the other side, if you fight for the inch, it makes all the difference. Let me explain. If I make an extra phone call every day, just 1 extra phone call, that is 365 new phone calls every single year. And if you are in sales, oftentimes the ratios are pretty simple. You call 10 people, 6 say they're going to show up, 3 actually do, and you're guaranteed 1 result, at least in the sales world. And so if we know that on 365 additional calls in a year, because you made 1 extra phone call every single day, that's an extra 36 results. That's an extra 36 sales. 36 sales in a certain industry could be an extra couple $100,000 worth of income. It could be also you bringing on better talent into your business. That means you could have brought on an extra 36 quality people into your business just because you made 1 extra phone call every single day. You reading 1 extra page, you going for 1 extra mile, you doing 1 extra rep. Just the power of trying to do all that you can possibly do in any given day matters. You know, people have asked me over my career, Matt, just curious, what did your schedule look like? Like, did you do this at a certain time and this at a certain time and this at a certain hour and this at a certain hour? And the answer to the question was, I just did all that I could possibly do in any given moment. I didn't want to waste a minute because minutes add up. I didn't want to waste an hour because hours add up. I didn't want to waste these things because they make all the difference in the world. Think about it like this. What if you woke up an hour earlier every single day? Just an hour earlier every single day. Check this out. I'll just do the math for you really quick. 365 hours if you woke up an extra hour earlier every single day. You divide that by 24. That's an extra 15 days a year that you just got back by waking up an extra hour every single day. Life's a game of inches. Business is a game of inches, right? 1 hour is 1 inch in this scenario. And guess what? 1 hour earlier every day generated you an extra 15 days. By the way, that's 15 24-hour days. What if we worked 12 hours? Let's do that. 365 divided by 12 hours. We just got you back an extra 30 and a half days. 30 and a half days where you could be executing, you could be at it, you could be developing your mind, improving your skill set, training someone else to be able to go out there and sell and become successful all on their own. I want you to know that life's a game of inches and every inch counts, and winners fight for every inch. They fight for every micro detail because they know micro details over long periods of time make macro differences in their business. What if I was in the military and I was going out to sea and my ship was 1 degree off? That's the difference between getting to the destination and missing it. Makes all the difference. Our country has lost battles because people didn't bring nails to battle, which means they couldn't take out the cannons. Those cannons got recaptured by the opposing country, and they took our country out with the same cannons that we conquered, but they conquered back because we simply forgot one little detail. We forgot a nail, and it was the difference between life or death in a military scenario. So I just want you to understand that you got to fight for every inch. That's what winners do. Winners fight for every inch counts, every detail matters. They don't half-ass anything. They do all that they can possibly do in any given moment, in any given day. They don't waste time. They don't waste energy. They try to capture every moment they possibly can because time is the most valuable asset on earth. And if time is the most valuable asset on earth, and you invest money to get a rate of return, imagine what would happen if you invest your time properly. Imagine the rate of return that you can get on your time if you invest that properly by fighting for every single inch. Number 2, winners believe they're not good enough. They never think that they are good enough. They always feel like they can do more, they can be better, that their skills can get to a whole nother level. If you look at the most elite performers in the entire world, every single one of them is trying to get better. Well, why would somebody who's the best in the world try to improve? Because there's something about their mindset. There's something about where they're at that just says, I'm not enough yet. I'm not as good as I can be. There's more in me. There's more in the tank. There's another skill level. There's another mindset level. I have more capacity in me. And so if you were listening to this right now, which obviously you are since you're hearing me, it's kind of a dumb thing to say now that I think about it. But if you're listening right now, guess what? It's okay to feel like you're not good enough. Every elite performer doesn't feel good enough. Kobe Bryant didn't feel good enough, which is why he trained so hard. Steph Curry, one of the greatest shooters of all time, arguably the greatest shooter of all time, still trains as if he's not good enough because he knows there's another level. And so if there's a part of you that just feels like I'm not good enough, my skills are not there yet, my mindset's not there yet, that just means that you have the mindset of a winner. That means that you have the skill set that will become of a winner because you are fighting to get better and you're fighting to improve because you realize that your current operating system, your current mindset, the current way that you think, your current skill set isn't good enough to have what you want. And it's the fight to become better that's going to make all the difference. And it's going to be what determines whether or not you win or lose, you hit the goal and or you don't. And so it's very, very important to always have that feeling of I'm not good enough. Not from a perspective of ruining your confidence, not from a perspective of operating with doubt, worry, fear, anxiety, but from a perspective of there's another level. I got to get better. I got to improve. If I knew everything that I needed to know to have the dreams, the goals, the life that I want to have, I would have it already. So the fact that I don't have the goal, I don't have the dream, I don't have the life, the fact that I don't have it means that I'm not who I need to be, which means I'm not good enough, which means that I got to get better because if I want better, then I got to get better. If I want my life to improve, then I got to improve. If I want to change my life, then I have to change. All winners always operate with this mentality of I'm not good enough. So if that's you, that just means that you have the mindset of a winner. And then last but not least, number 3 is they do everything with the goal in mind. You know, when you have a clear, defined goal, decision-making is simple. Decision-making is easy because it comes down to one simple question. Is this going to get me closer to my goals? Yes, take action. No, don't take action. Is what I'm about to say going to get me closer to the goal? Yes, speak. No, don't speak. And so winners are always thinking with a goal in mind, and that goal governs all of their decision making. It governs their actions. It governs the things that they say. And so if you are not clear on what it is that you want, then it might be difficult for you to maintain and or sustain the standards that are going to be necessary in order to hit it. But one thing that I know is about every single winner that I've ever talked to and every winner that I'm in business with is every single one of them always has the goal on the forefront of their mind, and that goal governs everything they do. When they lay on the couch, guess what? They think about their goal and it gets them off the couch. When all of a sudden that alarm goes off in the morning and they're tired and they're exhausted and they don't want to get out of bed, guess what? They think about the goal. Is laying in bed going to get me closer to this goal? No, then I got to get up. Is reading this book going to get me closer to the goal? Yes, then I got to read it. Is working, an extra hour tonight going to get me closer to the goal? Yep, then I'm going to work it. And they start looking at their goal as the governor for everything that they do. And it's one of the reasons that they go on to become great. It's one of the reasons they have success and smash targets. And so I just want to challenge you, keep the goal on the forefront of your mind. Keep the goal on the forefront of your mind. And every single time you need to make a decision, just ask yourself, is this going to get me closer to the goal? Yes, take action. No, dismiss. Do what's necessary to hit the target and watch how your entire life changes. So I hope these 3 things helped. Like I said, it's not all that's required in order to be a winner and achieve the success that you want to have, but these are 3 components that I think will make a big difference in your business, in your life, in your career, in anything that you're going after. And so if you got something out of today's message and you thought it was valuable, if you could do me a favor, we put out all this content, all this information for free. All we ask is that you tell a friend about it. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell everyone you know if you learned something, and we would appreciate that. I will see you guys next week.
Let's get it. 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 Let's get it.